Oh. Time management. All right. So everybody's good to go now?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So last time you guys fought a big dragon, had a lot of fun. It was exciting. Made it out of the casino and into a very dark, eerie, crazy place. Kata made friends with the skull and is dragging it around.
Friends, yes.
Yes, you guys are such good friends right now.
And to my understanding, there was no additional way for me to make a save, correct?
No.
Balls.
I know.
Wait, I forgot this. What's happened to you?
The giant demon skull that we were like talking to in our heads, cast Dominate Monster on me and I failed.
Right, yeah.
So I'm taking it to hell, FYI.
Yes. Ultimate goal. All right. So you guys you followed the suggestion of the skull to go the opposite way that the Modrons were going, came around, found X01, figured out he was malfunctioning, had a good old fight with a manifestation of all of his fears is the wrong word, but like distorted understandings of the Outlands, basically manifested into this giant thing.
Who makes a monster immune to radiant? Seriously.
Immune to radiant and a few other things, if I remember rightly.
Yes, he was immune to quite a lot of things. Which was funny because I forgot that until we started fighting, and I was like, oh, cool.
Great, there goes all my damage.
Alright, so right near the end of the fight, before you guys killed the manifestation, Gedry had gotten the Mosaic Mimir in X01, closed the panel. After the planar like dissipates, when it dies, it completely dissipates into like the gaseous thing, and then it goes away. You hear Gedry after you've done that, like some clockwork ticking, and then everything stops. X01 stops. The Moldrons in the cavern with you stop. You guys were able to hear like the marching of the thousands and thousands of Modrons throughout the spiral. Just everything stops. Nothing.
Can we still move?
You guys can move. You're fine.
Did you break it? I'm looking right at Gedry.
I mean, he summoned that thing.
It was already broken.
No, I mean, did you break wherever the heck we are? Because do you hear anything? There's not even crickets here to hear.
Of course there's not crickets. Why would there be?
If she was being metaphorical.
You can't even hear the footsteps of somebody else or another, whatever these things are.
The status quo was tearing the realms apart. If I've changed that, then that is probably a good thing.
Or you tore the realms apart even further, and it's unfixable.
Well, all that we can do is maybe, because they're kind of like what is the word where they all think together? I like yell out at one of the other Modrons and say, "Is X01 okay?"
There's no response, no movement, nothing. It's just still.
Shit, did we just break the march?
Dina, you're thinking it too!
Maybe it just needs time to reset itself.
Right, because rebooting works. Can you reboot it, Gedry?
What does that even mean, reboot?
Hit it to boot
Like when you
again.
kick it, it's.
I think she wants
when
me
you
to kick
it
it.
to see if it works again. You know.
Go ahead and make perception checks, all of you.
Oh god.
Let's
God
go.
damn.
No.
Wow. This is like a wide range of checks. Like, holy crap.
Well, there's like three
It's
really good
either
rolls and two.
astronomical or terrible.
Gedry is too offended at the slander against his name to pay attention to what's going on.
I'm old and my
How
eyes.
dare
don't
you
work
suggest
very
I broke it?
I imagine Gedry is more focused on where's the best place to kick the machine without hurting his foot.
What,
Alright.
what do you mean reboot? I haven't even booted it.
So Kata, Cease, and Syl hear that there is now a tick, tick, tick sound coming from X01. It's not speeding up or anything. It's a very steady, like, tick, tick, tick.
It's a bomb.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I'm immediately like, Gedry, don't touch anything. It's not safe.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's ticking.
It's new.
They're
Not
Modrons. They were
safe.
always ticking.
No. It is the only thing ticking. Listen to the other four. Are they ticking?
I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna pull out the copper pocket watch that I got ages and ages and ages ago.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Do you have any?
What? Is it ticking?
Remind me of what that was, because that was
It's
very
tied
long
to the
time
main
ago.
gear of Mechanus, so it's matching that
Oh,
time with a 168 hour
right.
cycle.
Yep. And since they pointed out that X01 was ticking, you hear it now too. And when you look at that pocket watch, it is ticking in precision with that.
Then I'll hold up the pocket watch and say it's realigning with Mechanus. It's fine.
Does that mean we can go?
And now you guys hear the other four are ticking, and you can also hear tick, tick, tick coming through the caverns as they're all synchronizing together.
I feel like they're all about to explode, guys.
Well, it's been fun.
We still need to get them out of here.
Right, yes. How?
I could probably manage that. They're willing to listen.
I might know the way out. How do I get out with the Modrons?
He's like, okay, so there's a few different ways. The best way would be to go south to the cavern from here and convince Gazimund to let you out through the portal in his mouth.
Who?
Gazimund, the guy who's in charge of this whole place we are.
He's talking about the Beholder God.
Will we die?
Oh wait, is this out loud?
No, this is in his head.
Then I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah. If you do a good job of convincing him to let you out, no.
What are the other options?
Well, there's a really small portal in one of the other rooms that can be held open for a few hours with a tier, and it goes to hopeless. But getting all of the Mechacrons out that way will take many, many days.
And that's it, huh?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Am I allowed to like insight this?
Yeah, you can.
Because I mean, I'm.
You're gonna do what he says, but yeah.
Yeah. A 27.
You know he's withholding some information, of course.
You know the best way to help yourself is to help us, right?
Yes, and the best way out is through Gazamon's portal.
Just know that if we fail, you're stuck here, right?
Yeah, I know.
So don't fuck us on this.
No, no.
And then out loud, I say, well, there's a cavern to the south where we can convince the entity that is this place to let us go. I don't know what that would take.
You're muted.
Firepower?
Xemnid, the Beholder God? Who
Yeah.
I assume that was 2 of his eye tentacles we killed a few rooms ago?
Yes.
This is how I die.
So definitely
what's his name? Gibraltar?
Yes.
Got it.
By this point, X01 has fully refunctioned, and the other Modrons around him are there. He stands up, and he looks over at Gedry, and he's like, "Oh, thanks for helping to fix me. Do you know how to get back to Mechanus?"
It depends on how many of you we take with us.
All of us.
That would be ideal. We're having trouble finding safe exits.
Oh. We've been here for a long time.
I'm aware of 2 ways out. One, we could convince the being that controls this place to let us go. The other would take quite a long time. There's a small portal that can be held open for about an hour at a time, that it would take all of you days. If it was open consistently.
What does it take to open it?
A tier, but I don't know what else. We would have to find it first.
He like looks at you guys and he's like, "Well, flesh people have lots of tears. That could work."
Yes. To be fair, I believe we have to go through this cavern place first before we get to the other one. So perhaps we evaluate that first on our way.
Okay. We'll follow you then. And maybe we'll meet up with the rest of the bunch on the way.
Yes, we stopped hearing them as you started coming back.
Oh yes, updating them on everything. They should be back to functioning soon. It kind of filters down through the ranks.
How exactly are we going to convince this thing to let us out? Considering it's got these things here in the first place, if it wanted them gone, it would have let them out already.
I don't know what it wants.
It may want to get these order-driven Modrons out of its head.
Surely it could have done that by now.
But it had a deal with Shemeshka.
Shemeshka.
I see. Right.
Perhaps you can make a new deal with them.
Can't say it's exciting to make a deal with the devil, or I'm sorry, a demon. or I don't, whatever has created this place.
I don't believe it's anything quite so ordered as those.
This other portal, the one that is only open for so often at a time, is that the way we came in?
Do you want to stay here for days trying to manage getting these Modrons out of here while potentially Xemnid does whatever it can to stop us in its own realm?
Hmm. So if he does want to stop us, he's not really going to let us get these things out anyway.
So why not have the conversation?
Fair enough.
And I'll...
Worst case, it already knows that we're here. So worst case scenario, we're in the same spot we are right now.
Hmm.
I start dragging this giant ass skull.
So that, real quick, so that I know, all of us have taken damage, correct? Okay. Before Radix leaves, before we progress further, I am casting Mass Cure Wounds.
Hooray!
And healing all
It'll be
of
over
us.
half health for the first time in this.
That is oh wait, hold on. I've to see all that, because ones are not ones.
You have 1/1.
Okay.
Does that get to be re-rolled or a 2?
Now I gotta remember.
Because I think your fire druid thing gives you a D8 on healing.
Yeah, I have to roll that too.
2? Yeah.
Have we waited long enough for him to fix this thing that we've basically gained a short rest yet?
Yeah. I'd say you guys can have a short rest during all that.
Well, let's get the healing first before I burn more hit die.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Bear with me, I'm working on it.
Also, Arlie, can you type the demon beholder guy's name for me?
Yeah. I will try to type it correctly. I don't think I've typed it correctly this entire time. It's such a weird name.
Maybe it's just so inherently chaotic it can't be spelled correctly.
Uh-huh.
Even though the
Or
approximate
pronounced
is-
correctly.
Would you say it was Gizemnid?
Something like that? Mid, I don't know. I did find a funny video from a writer who's like different fantasy genres complaining about how hard names are to say, and like they were like readers of Robert Jordan books, readers of Brandon Sanderson, and then the end was R.A. Salvador, and it was just like, ugh.
It reminds me of some of Amelia Tyler's Baldur's Gate narrator outtakes, where she's trying to pronounce words.
I feel like I need to be a voice actor for the Minions movie to pronounce half of that crap.
Oh no, okay, so I'm wrong. It's damage that's 1s or 2s, not healing 1s or 2s.
Okay.
But you still get that extra D8 as well to roll, right?
Correct.
Every little helps.
Feels bad, but I still love it.
I hate that this is a level 5 spell.
Yeah.
This is Bupkis. I feel like I got screwed.
Hey, 26 healing's not bad. Could be worse.
That's out of 6d8 plus 5.
It could be worse.
So 6d8 was 21 healing.
Could have been 7 healing.
And everybody gets from me. Where is it?
Actually, realistically, since that's only 5 HP less than average.
Oh, it's still horrible. These dice are so mean to me.
Everybody
You-
gets 13 temporary hit points from me.
You used all of your good rolls on the perception check for tonight.
I rolled a 14.
And then we're also doing a short rest.
Yeah, you can do short rest.
Yeah, which is why you all get 13 temp hit points.
And how many of these do I want to use? Let's start with 10.
I'm gonna burn 3 because I like using Life Drinker.
Rest.
Yeah, that'll do.
Let's come back on. No, those are long rests. I realized that I did not take an action surge that entire time, and I get them back on a short rest.
Aw.
Feels bad.
All right, you guys good to go?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know Kata's leading the way into the next area. Who's following?
I'll go second.
Oh shit.
Well, this looks friendly.
Ah, shit. Hold on. There we go. Boop. There we go. And Gedry, bring up the rear. X01 is following you guys, but there's not room for him there, so I'm not putting him there right now, okay? But he is with you. So, along the edge of a ravine, fungal clusters grow in 10-foot tall stalks crowned by gigantic eyes. Below, rows of spear-length teeth bristle within the ravine, forming a gigantic, monstrous maw. Gases billow in and out of the crag in massive breaths. The Modrons continue their Modrons are they aren't marching right now. This is if you had done things differently. So hold on and hide. They were getting ready to cross the bridge, but they're still deactivating and reactivating there. But this bridge is actually made up of Modrons themselves. They've formed like a body chain of them, and even when they were deactivated, they still held together to keep the bridge going.
Oh, I don't like this at all. I, peer down.
You say that out loud, that you don't like this at all.
Yes.
Well, this was your idea.
We needed to come this way anyway.
Do we see anything in this room resembling a portal?
I believe Kato was told where the portal is.
It's,
Throw the skull first and see what happens.
I like that plan.
I mean, it led us here, but that's no confirmation that gets us anywhere.
Where exactly are you taking this skull, by the way? You never said.
I'm not taking it anywhere. It said that if we could help it leave, then it would help us out. Therefore, I want out.
Leave to where?
Leave this place?
To where?
Oh, I don't know. I just
It's
want
a
out.
skull. It's a skull. It's already dead.
Yeah, exactly. So let's start the skull first. If it wants out, it can have out.
Being eaten by this beholder god may not do it any harm.
Right, but that isn't a confirmation that will get us out. That's my point.
He does tell you you need to make a deal with him first, otherwise he'll just consume you.
Oh. We need to make a deal with it, or it will just eat anything that goes down there. So...
I'm not selling my soul for a portal.
You guys hear a very, like, as you're having this conversation down from the cavern, like, the teeth shimmer a little, and you hear, like, eh.
Well...
Does Katsu look like he's acting rationally? Can I insight check for that?
You can
Like
insight check.
like when you said I don't know where it wants to, it just wants to go out. You're being very, like, in character, you're being cagey about where you're taking it.
Yes, I, the player, am intentionally, like,
Yeah.
truthful, but with omission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So... Ah!
You're like,
God damn it.
eh.
Just seems daft to take a skull out of here for no reason.
Yep.
I'm making the deal to get us out with this thing.
Well,
it got us here.
Yeah, but we're making a deal with that to get us out, not that. Unless that's going to make the deal to get that let us out for us.
I don't know, but would you think to make a deal with a giant cavern of teeth to leave by yourself?
I'm gonna lean over the side. I don't suppose there's any chance you could let us out. We don't really belong here.
Oh, what will you give me to get out?
Well, it's more the question of what you want. What are you interested in?
Is it just your group you want out?
Well, we've kind of fixed these machine things and they need to leave. Really? It's kind of a bother to have them here.
So you want me to let you and all of them out?
Ideally, yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll persuasion check.
I rolled a nat 4, damn it. I have really good persuasion.
Let me double check. I don't think it's...
I'm burning my inspiration on that.
Okay.
There you go.
Freaking life.
That's much better. Much better. All right.
Finally.
Well, I suppose I can let all of you out, only if you let me half of all the Modrons first.
Out of curiosity,
would have to agree to that.
Can you communicate telepathically?
What?
Can you communicate, like, rather than me talking to you? Can we have this conversation, say, in my head?
Oh, yeah, in your head.
God.
Rah.
Is he actually in my head?
No.
I just think, can you hear what I'm thinking?
He doesn't respond.
Damn it. I had a plan. Well, we'll have to confer that I don't think the Modrons are going to be too keen on being eaten. We'll get back to you.
I'll be here. No.
I suppose we best speak with XO1.
Burp, burp. I'm just moving him over here, so he's there with you guys. I mean, we do lose a lot of Modrons on the march, but I would rather lose the least amount we could. Maybe could you counter offer less?
Out of curiosity, are Modrons like a delicacy for you? Is that your thing?
What?
Or do you just like to eat?
Just like to eat living things. Nom, nom. And when he says that, like, there's actually like a tongue that licks the teeth and stuff that comes out, gigantic.
I recall in horror. I turn to the others. Can anybody think of a large group of something that we don't like?
What were those things in the tower? Or the spire?
What, the guards?
Yes, whatever those things were called.
Oh, I think it started with an A or an R.
Or are we allowed to negotiate on behalf of a gate town? Like,
How would we bring them here?
I mean, we got brought here. There's probably some way to open a portal.
Romani.
I mean, I could definitely open portals.
What if we were to... Would you be willing to accept a substitute meal?
Ooh. What you got?
Oh, we're configuring that we're just figuring that out at the moment, but if we can get you something else, would you let us go and have it prepared?
Maybe. I need it first, though.
Well, we can't really do it from here.
Oh, well.
I like, you know, lean back to Gedry and say, maybe we can offer it Shemeshka, since she's the one that brought them here and locked them here.
Same problem as before. How do we get Shemeshka here?
I thought you said you could open gates to places.
Possibly, but she may also have a prior arrangement with this thing.
Gedry. What about all those crystals we have?
That was not considered.
We literally have a demi-plane full of them.
But I
Oh,
have
yeah.
11 of them on me. And I yell down, how about something like this? And I just toss one down.
Oh.
Do you activate it before it?
Yeah, like all like shattered on the wall on its way down.
Yeah, like throw it against like a tooth or something. Yeah.
Someone's like, I'm free! No!
So yeah, the teeth like slam shut around it before opening, and he's like, "Ooh, that was good. More of that. Lots more."
What is your number to let us all leave?
Wow. So half the Modrons would be like 20,000. So about that.
Most of these Modrons seem to be of a weaker sort, and we're offering you a higher grade value of soul with these crystals.
I mean, the other day we got some mummy out of it.
Mummy
Gedry,
Lord.
do a persuasion check.
Oh god, I shouldn't do these.
I assist, because I've been doing the conversation. I have proficiency.
I was gonna say the previous one was so persuasive you can have advantage on it. It's fine.
Come on, Gedry.
13. With my net -1.
That's really funny to me. Do you know? Can you tell which ones are the strongest ones before you throw them in?
That's Exhibit asking me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell which ones are stronger?
Not really.
Would we have to identify them?
Yeah, you'd have to like spend time identifying like each one time.
I mean, is there any reason we can't just feed them all of them?
I'll just tell Exempted, I cannot assess the value of the souls within directly. However, they were being held by Shemeshka.
Oh.
Denotes they were of at least value to her.
In which she does not know that we took them. Therefore, this is quite precious indeed.
How many were you offering?
How many did we grab?
Like, we officially did grab all of them and put them in the
I know.
plane, but I don't know how many we actually...
I think there was 10,000, I think is the number I want to say.
I think that was right.
How many Modrons are we exchanging for this for again?
20,000.
I'm trying to talk them up to 2 to 1.
Yeah, I think this is worth 2 to 1. $10,000 souls and 1 skull. No.
Well, if you can get them here now, I will accept the terms.
Open wide, demi-plane.
I'm not sure how much control you have over your terrain here. You will need to allow me to open an extra-dimensional portal, as that is where they are stored.
To where?
To a demi-plane.
Oh. Okay. Have at it. No tricks. I'll eat you.
I give you my word that there is nothing inside that demi-plane but these gems.
We just can't tell you what's inside the gems because we don't know.
So yeah, I'll summon the door somewhere near the edge of it there.
Okay.
You
I'll
open
start like
facing
shoveling them in.
downwards, so everything just falls
Yeah.
out.
I think the gravity in the demi-plane is unique to the demi-plane, so no.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I could put the door on the ceiling, but then the demi-plane's fine where it is.
Right. All right. So as they're like falling in, the teeth are gnashing and like the tongue is licking at their slobber, and he's like yum yum yum. And every now and then there's a comment of like, ooh, an arcano lift. Ooh, like, you know, various kinds of things. He's like, that was tasty. And after a few minutes of this, because there are quite a lot he's eating, he's like, very well, you've upheld your end. And he opens the teeth like recede into the cavern a little bit, and you see a big old portal open up in the cavern. He's like, jump in.
does anybody have a familiar?
Yep, hold on. We found our way out. You know, I telepathically...
Are you throwing the skull in?
Yeah.
Ha! Okay, I was wondering what you were doing with a familiar. I was like,
See, for a second, I legit thought you were throwing Lashara's character in.
Oh, no.
ah!
I don't know.
Wow.
Though I bet the trail tastes really good and counts for like 5 to 1.
No,
Yeah.
as the skull goes in, I'm like, you need that too if you want.
So he goes in, and you get back in your brain, haha, I'm home, and then you are released from the dominate spell.
Where does this go?
Where you need to go?
It said where we need to go.
Uh-huh.
Any preferences?
Oh, I really want to go back to the little walking castle.
Are you going before the Modrons go, or are you guys going to send them ahead?
I think we should send them ahead.
Considering we're on a bridge made out of them, I think we have to go first.
Well, no, you can be on the edges and then jump in. You don't have to be standing on the bridge. It's fine.
It would be our luck to jump through and then have the portal close.
Technically, we made the deal with you.
No, true.
That's true. He did make the deal with us, but it was for all of us.
I know. All right, so you guys are going to tell the Modrons to go ahead? All right, and they're all up and, you know, working again. It takes them a while. I said half of them would be about 20,000, so there's like 40,000 of them. So this takes quite a while of them just marching and jumping in, and as far as you can tell, it seems to be working. They're going through the portal, and when they get to the last ones, X01 looks at you and, I appreciate your assistance. I will report favorably on all of you when I return home. And then he jumps in.
Oh. Shall we?
So we all sit here and wait to see who goes first.
Everybody just standing around looking at each other.
I'll go.
I'll
Rock,
follow
paper,
right behind
scissors.
Kata.
6 way.
Right.
I'm
assuming everybody is going to be jumping in.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys jump in, and as you jump in, it feels like not the normal portal experience that you've had before. You feel almost as if you get suspended in time and space for a minute, and then everything shifts, and you are back in Sigil standing outside the mortuary.
What just happened? You just have like a really bad dream and ate something wrong, or what the heck?
I assume there's no Modrons?
No Modrons.
Well, it did say you go where you want to go, so I assume the Modrons would have gone somewhere else.
Probably meant
Did not say where you want to go.
where you need to go.
Oh, right, okay. Where have we turned up?
Why do we need to go here?
And is the skull here?
The skull is not here. It went home.
Is it because we started here, or I don't...
Or because we're not finished?
Oh. Wait. Is this where we need to, like, leave armor? Like, out of character, this totally feels like a Bill and Ted moment where we need to, like, leave something for our...
Oh, yeah.
The circle is now complete.
What day is it?
Wait, I still have my original Pact of the Rodkeeper that I started with before I upgraded it. I'll just leave that here.
I mean, what else is there to do? We made a deal with Mechka to stay out of her affairs and she'd leave us alone.
We never dealt with the hags.
This doesn't feel like their work.
I don't know anymore. This place just gives me a headache. You know, life was so much easier when I was just dealing with a lich.
we need to go in, or...
While you guys are having this conversation, you realize that the street around you is empty and still. Before you can ponder the cosmically infinitesimal chances of the sigil street emptying, a somber, gray-skinned figure floats into your path. The Davos hovers silently as a string of illusionary images fade into view around it. Prominent among these symbols is the razored image of the Lady of Pain.
Oh, so we worked that hard to die. Okay.
The symbols look like some kind of writing, by the way.
I would like to cast Comprehend Languages.
That works. So as you start reading it, you realize that you're saying it out loud, but you have no control over it as you keep reading it. So, you read out loud, "The lady saw what you did. She has a message. Stay out of trouble." After you finish saying that, the Davos points to the door of an empty building nearby and then floats away.
What was that all about?
I'll give you a bow slightly in the Dobbs' direction as it's leaving, and then say, I suppose we should check out the building.
Do you go over to the door?
Yeah, he'll start walking that way, but not terribly quickly.
Okay. Are you gonna try to open it, or are you gonna do anything else first? Or you just walk up and try and open it?
I'll just walk up and open it,
Okay.
unless somebody stops me.
Alright. The rickety plank door opens easily, revealing a wall of crusty bricks and gnarled razor vine. Embedded at the wall's center is a perfectly square metallic brick with a faintly glowing tower-like rune on its surface.
A tower ruin?
A rune of a tower on it.
Does
Like
it,
writing, like an image of a tower, basically.
does it look similar to the tower we climbed up in the middle of Sigil?
Yeah.
I'm going to touch it.
Alright.
You can just say that out loud before he does it.
As you touch it, it slips from the wall effortlessly, and the whole wall between the archway that was there lights up like a portal. That brick is a cubic gate. It is keyed to the walking castle, a world on the material plane, and you guys can choose 3 other places on the planes of your choice. You don't have to set that up immediately. But it's essentially a portal at your disposal and Sigil to take you wherever-ish you want to go. And that is the official end of the campaign.
Time for us to like fight a big bad at the end. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna rub the little time scale and we'll get us a time dragon and get out of here.
Well, we could have fed the dragon to it.
I would hurt you. I would have. Like, I would have just chucked you in. I mean, like, here's a freebie.
Mm-hmm.
Blood. I'm fine.
Eat Barnabas. He's great.
He's a little extra chewy. It's fine.
So
Not a lot of meat left on those bones.
Oh God. All the sinew. So, like I said, you guys can from here be done, or you guys can use the cubic gate or other to explore other things if you'd like for a little bit.
Kill the hag. Kill the hag. Kill the hag.
We already killed Uncle Longteeth.
Yeah, but then we killed him, but in exchange we got massive mindfuckery bitch.
Who hasn't bothered us since.
Yeah, I'm sure she didn't want to come into whatever place we were just at.
Yeah, like that was probably a bit further than she wanted to go.
And I'm pretty sure we bypassed a lot of stuff because we only saw
Sure
like
did.
4 rooms or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's here. Can I just turn off the thing on this map? Hold on.
Yeah, what are the
There's a
fucking,
whole
like,
lot of other
rooms
stuff.
did we miss?
There, I think that'll do it. Can you see everything now?
No.
We can
No,
only
it-
see
Maybe
the
if you
one room.
reload.
In fact, you've taken rooms
Our
away
previous
from
rooms away.
Oh no. Shoot. Well. Oh wait, maybe if I do that. No?
Yep, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of room. So the other portal was down in this quadrant, down here.
with all the beholders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are those actual beholders, or they look like they're dead?
So, in order to get to the portal, you have to jump across the petrified remains of beholders to get there. And also there are 2 real beholders right there, and beholders in general frequent that area. So, like, while you were getting the Modrons out, you
Yeah.
So, what was wrong with the way we came in?
Nothing was wrong with that, other than that would send you back to Sigil and have all the Modrons there, and then that would be a problem, having the Modrons marching through Sigil. But the demon didn't want you to go that way either, because, you know, it's not very expeditious to where he wanted to go. Yeah.
Oh man, I successfully made a deal with a demon.
You did!
I'm now a 17 fighter, 1 warlock.
Yeah, what was it? Oh, I'm sorry, devil, not demon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, lawful evil, my bad.
You
His
dealt
name
with-
was Beherit, Beherit. Beherit.
So, does anybody else have any other business?
No, seeing if we could kill that hag would be cool, but
It would take some investigation on y'all's part, because
sure.
she is an archlich, so you have to figure out, you know, exactly an archlich, archhag.
Okay,
So
that
you
was
have to
gonna
figure
concern
out
me even
exactly, yeah, what it would take to kill her. The other thing was the Mimir, how you guys filled out the information about all of the stuff would have affected X01's perception of the world, and thusly when he went back to Mechanus and reported back, it would alter reality.
Oh dear God.
So if Gedry hadn't actually like fully told logical truth, that was allowed, and that would have impacted stuff.
Yeah.
If
like,
Chaos Gremlin
it
Kobold Gedry had been the one who stuck around and kept doing
yeah.
stuff.
If you guys had given more of like things that were from like your personal bias rather than like actual like this is what it is, it would have skewed it. You could have skewed them more towards chaos, evil, more towards good, more lawful than they already are, you know, just different things. Depending.
More lawful than they already are.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's also
because
follow the laws, so I call describe them as fascist bastards, so they're all now fascist bastards.
right.
Oh.
And like, you know, on this, you guys only had one that was a little bit skewed, and that was Sylvania. where it was mostly accurate, but it was a little bit skewed because of what you guys had experienced at the point when you filled it out. It wasn't quite a full picture yet. Because that was one where you walked in and immediately were able to go update it with information before things went sideways.
What happened to the demigod who joined us for the party?
Oh, erased from existence. So, yeah.
I thought that was
Is
clear
there
by how
actually-
B and Radix died.
Is there actually a god now coming after us at some point?
That is potentially, yes, a problem.
We can take.
Hell of a party, pal.
You guys, if you had skewed it more towards evil, the glitches would have gotten worse, and more people in the world would have experienced those and things like that. But now, because of the way it was resolved, nobody else is experiencing those. There's a lot of different things in there, so yeah.
That was a wild campaign. On one hand, like, it satisfied my like player instinct of constantly rolling characters, and I appreciated that.
Yeah.
But there was also like things that I liked about all those characters, and didn't get a lot of playtime because I think it's possible that I had the most deaths.
Oh, you did, absolutely.
I mean, I only got one game of Vanilla Ice, so.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, one game was enough.
That was just fine.
I have
Nice.
sat on that character idea for so long, and I was like, no, as much as I want to do this, a full campaign of that guy will probably drive you lot insane. And then when this came around, I was like, huh, here's a good opportunity.
Yeah, Cease
Yeah.
didn't even die.
Yeah.
Yeah, season
Season
splendid.
Nina.
Well, don't be in the front lines and don't do stupid shit.
Well, and I think Cease missed one night, and it happened to be the night with the Archhag that basically
Yeah.
we were doomed to failure.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've actually gone back over like all the games I've played and looked at like all the moments where you could have died, and like the number of death options we intentionally missed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cease, I think you were going to say something?
Nope, it's been covered.
Oh, okay.
Just I'm the OG. I'm the original, and I have not had had to default to another character,
Yeah.
and not without trying.
I still think it was so funny. I think that first session when Radix got caught in the combustion chamber, you were like down to 2 health or something. Like, it was so close to you dying there.
Well, that was going to be my concern, is if I remember correctly, it like threw one thing of fire and then stopped. I thought it was going to be like round after round after round.
Yeah.
I just remember like one of my early games, because I know I came into this a bit late. One of my early games, we were in this room like full of machinery that was constantly whirring and chewing stuff up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was in the underground of the gate town for Mechanist.
Like, obviously we just avoided standing next to it, but would it have been possible to use, like, if at that point we'd figured out, hey, you can't die, would you have been able to, like, I don't know, jam a body in there or something just to stop it?
Yeah, there were a number of things you guys could have done just like to sacrifice you guys and skew things a bit.
We could have gone full Kenny in South Park.
Yeah.
If we figured, if we died early enough, we could have gone full Kenny.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the things on this adventure, is like they're like, you could tell your players at the beginning, make 3 characters, this is how it works and stuff. But I was like, I feel like it would be more interesting to discover it as you play, you know. Like, I would have completely changed things a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, in hindsight, we'd have been having, like, Death of the Week competitions.
Yeah.
Well, I also feel, on one hand, I think when I first died, it was almost like a blindsided thing that I didn't get to do death saves,
Uh-huh.
and I was just dead.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, was light bulb for everyone else, like, oh,
This ain't right.
we're in danger.
Yeah.
And that was bad
Yeah.
enough. And then the second one was the weird picnic area
Uh-huh.
where we just got the messages after eating food. And you're like, you're dead. Make a new character.
Yep.
Yep.
You're like,
That was
oh,
like-
it's this kind of game.
Yeah.
And it was like, long enough in, we're like, how many of these did we miss up until now?
Mm-hmm.
Because there had to have been a bunch.
Oh yeah.
I kind of want to play the game again in hindsight, and just see how many times you can get yourselves killed.
like
Like
not
new
on
game
purpose.
plus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean, did the game include like the other gig towns outside of the ones we actually had to go to?
So the setting has information on those. So if you guys want to continue to do stuff and visit some of those, I can set up things for that. But only the ones that we actually needed to go were fully fleshed out about what would happen when you
A lot
were
of stuff.
there. Yeah. Yeah. I think my favorite moment was honestly going up the stairway with Syl's character. Like that was just that was wild.
Your inner
Poor
evil
guy.
was killing you from the inside.
Yeah.
If the thing hadn't come to get him, would he have died?
No.
Oh.
So they are lawful good, and so like, or yeah, I think it's lawful good. They don't think that evil things just. Well, maybe it's chaotic good. They're whatever kind of good is where they don't think evil things just should die, but they should just be watched. Be wary of them. I think it was lawful good. Anyways, so he would not have died as when he got to that point of exhaustion, they automatically come to remove from the stair because like you should not be here. What are you doing?
Mhm.
Kind of thing. But they would not like they don't their view is not that you're evil, you're bad, you should die. You're evil, but we can live together until we can't.
Let me think. Other ways that we could have died were the like time lapse thing for the
Oh,
in the
No, but
Yeah.
didn't we
Casino.
go there?
If you had gone in, anybody who has like a less than like elf or something lifespan would have died.
Didn't we go there though once we were level 17?
You didn't go in the time lapse area, I don't think.
No.
Oh, right, no. No, we went through the casino, that bonus casino before we hit level 17. Because I was going to say, once we hit level 17, was it when you die, this is it, now there's no do-over?
Yeah. Once you you broke the crystal and you were your true self, there was no more do-overs.
Yeah. When
I
Gedry
know-
was really low in the dragon fight the other day, it was like, right, if he drops to 0 hit points, I've got one bring him back immediately spell ready, but that's it.
Yeah.
Was there like I know the time dragon we like let it go near its home. Was there stuff to like actually go there and do stuff?
Not really.
This isn't like
because-
for me asking to go
Yeah.
there. This is just I'm
Yeah.
asking questions about the game.
Yeah. No, not really, because that area is not friendly to mortals. It's kind of like she's told you guys to stop before you got there because time dragons are hunted and as you saw, captured and traded. So they do not like mortals coming in their area and stuff. Oh, there was also down here in this area, there was a lich that you guys would have had to fight.
Excellent.
I
Would've
rose
been
about.
fun.
It's not the one from my backstory, is it?
No.
Damn it. Ah.
Trying to look at some other stuff that we.
I think I said, so for the Uncle Longteeth thing, there was a line in the adventure that if he gets away, he may seek retribution for messing with his plans. And I kind of spun that into what happened with the hags because
Because obviously the arch hag had actually been released when the adventure was out, but
Yeah.
Could we have done anything with the rampaging dinosaur?
Oh yeah, you guys could have
Other
kept it
than
as a pet.
accidentally smash it in the face immediately.
Yeah, you guys could have actually tamed it and kept it as a pet if you wanted.
Sorry, Cease.
It's okay. All of my pets seem to have found good homes.
Yeah. It's true.
Shh, we could have fed him a Stegosaurus. See, some of those things we could have all ridden.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
We've
I'm
ridden
not
a while
sure.
on them.
How would we get a Stegosaurus into the castle?
Wasn't he a Triceratops?
Oh, Triceratops. Even still, those things are still huge.
Yeah. He would have. Well, first of all, had to stay on the first floor in the library, but you know.
A bull in a china shop becomes a Triceratops, isn't it?
Bookshop.
I'm pretty sure we missed a bunch of party places
Mm-hmm.
in that area.
Well, that's because you guys died immediately.
Yeah.
Were there any major plot hooks that you'd hoped we'd do but we didn't?
I know there were things at the time that I was like, but I don't remember specifically off the top of my head what ones those were. I'd have to go back and look through. But you guys hit most things. I could have put in the baseball game between the Celestials and the Fiends. And you guys would have the option of helping one or the other. But
Interesting.
I had a distinct feeling some of you would want to help one team and the other one would want to help the other team, and you can't do that. You would have to all pick one, so I left that one out.
Can't we just make athletics checks and see which side wins?
Would anything have changed in the game if Rome hadn't been disintegrated?
A bunch of things would have been easier for you guys. Like, you would have known ahead of time about X01 and that you needed to talk to him to get the Modrons to do stuff, and like a number of things. He would have been able to fill in a bunch of the areas where you guys had blanks, and I kind of spun up filling in those in other ways for you.
Because I was kind of worried, like, by the time that we made it back to the casino or whatever, like, how we would have protected him or something from Shemeshka, and if we had... I'm assuming there was a way or part of the game that assumed that we would battle her.
Yes, yeah. Fighting her was pretty much a foregone conclusion. There was a small chance you could like wheel and deal with her or something, but very unlikely. Honestly, the most perilous part for him was in that spire where you found him, because the Romani was specifically there to assassinate him. So when they got away and then they were stalking you guys, it just made sense that he went for them. I did that randomly, but it rolled out to being him that got attacked, and that did make sense that would be the main target.
Was there, once we got like our full person's back, our souls, was there a route to fighting Shemeshka one more time?
Not in this game. You guys could go and decide to, take care of her, maybe take over her operation if you wanted to. There's options for that if you want, but not within this campaign.
Were there any of those souls that we probably should have actually freed?
Any of what?
Those souls we should have probably actually freed instead of,
It's better to just not think about those. They're not people.
No, I don't know if there were any that were like plot hooks that we could have. We just let devour.
No. There was all random. There was they were like, you could put some notable figures from Faerun or something in there and whatnot, because it's basically like people or things that Shemeshka has gotten annoyed with and had a hard time dealing with and just trapped instead.
So how did you choose what would have been released?
What was that?
How did you choose what would get released? Was there like a table to roll off, or?
When you guys smashed the crystal, I literally opened up a page in the monster manual.
So we could have literally had anything.
Anything, yeah.
Oh God.
Yes, there's probably one of those.
I'm literally. I mean, if you open it up on Tiamat's page, yes, there is. But
man, I should have just killed that stupid Romani thing instead of suggesting to it that it just hang out.
This was a really fun campaign. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
the.
It was a shorter one than normally we have those ones that span.
To be fair, yeah, the 18 months plus.
But no, this was good because the thing is, you also got to experience various levels, various characters, and you got a lot out of a very small time frame. I did like it.
Well, also, like, realistically, I mean, this is short for us in that it's 6 months to the dot, almost.
Yeah.
Because I actually put the dates of our sessions in the notes this time.
Nice.
Wait, this campaign started last year?
It started November 9th of 2024.
Oh dear God. Okay.
Yeah, because I think a little over a month of one-shots before we started to get used to how VTT works.
Yeah, which was a 3-shot or something, maybe 4.
Yeah, basically. Endis, did you say you're not using VTT for your campaign? You're muted.
God, how long have I been muted?
Oh, wow.
No, I'm definitely using above VTT so far.
Okay.
Like I've been going through and making sure that I know how to use the system at least to some degree. I've got most of the encounters for the first few sessions already built up and everything. So
awesome. Yeah.
Looking at the next few weeks, there is only one Saturday I'm not here, and it is Saturday the 31st. End of the month.
Yeah.
Same.
So, go ahead.
My mum's 70th.
I'm out the 31st also for mission.
Yeah. The rest should be fine though. The 24th, I might leave an hour early just so I get some sleep because we'll be heading down to family on the Sunday, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
I don't have anything. I'm good. Or whatever. Would you guys want to keep doing some things on these, or are you ready to move on to other stuff? Because we could always come back to these characters to pick up threads or stuff later. If you want to do one-shots or something with them.
I mean, if you ever want to take anything from that epic, that freaking Saga Row backstory I sent you, that none of it applied to this campaign.
Yeah.
Feel free.
That was one sad thing I felt like that I tried to pull in a little bit more is because of the confines of the adventure, whatever your backstories, other than the effects that it had on who your characters were, didn't play into things that much. So I tried to do a little bit of that where I could.
And that's hard in pre-written modules anyway. Like, I spent for Tomb of Annihilation an inordinate amount of time trying to get people to link up with stuff that was already written down. And some of it took some convincing with players to make it work, but it's hard.
Yeah.
What was every question for everyone? What was your consistent feature that was always on your character?
I had tattoos under my eyes. Hold on, I actually wrote. There was a sequence of it. I think I did it as like ASCII for like fighter and battlemaster or something.
Nice.
Gidry had the big face scar on one side of his face when it was burned. Though I interpreted how that affected him wildly differently with each character.
Which I loved that. That was great.
I had a shackle on every one of my characters.
Oh, no, I lied. I had a 75 and 109 for Kata Maru from Castle.
Nice.
Yeah, that was something that, like, because I was the first person to die, I specifically wanted to keep the same name and race. Like, because I know you said we could even change names and,
Yeah.
like,
I was
everything.
not told this.
Oh, Wasn't it in that
I
document?
was just told it was like an alternative version of yourself.
It is, but I thought in that document that I gave everybody when they die.
Because you can redo any aspect of it.
Yeah.
I must have missed that bit then.
Yeah.
My character had a scar. You wouldn't have seen on one of them. You only saw it on the Vanilla Ice one. He had a scarring from a necrotic blast on his shoulder. But when it was the wrapper, it was a tattoo. And
Right.
if anybody had asked, he would have said, "Yeah, I used to hang with a bunch of guys. One got drunk and picked a fight with a wizard and got this sick scar." And as solidarity, we thought, well, it looked cool, so we'll all have it tattooed on as well.
I don't remember what Cease picked as her feature.
My permanent feature.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my daughter mailed me a Mother's Day gift and asked me to open it and send her pictures. So that's what I'm over here trying to do.
Ah, nice.
Because she's awesome. All right. It's in my notes somewhere. Is this, you guys talking about like just our Nexus trait, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys never would have seen it.
Oh.
Cause it's that anytime I never used a weapon,
Oh.
but anytime I used a weapon, maple leaves fell off of it.
Huh.
Oh, that's cool.
Character was Canadian.
Well, I also know that we had this signature possession or physical trait, and it basically never tied in.
I know.
Yeah.
I wish that there was a way to play that up as more. I'm sure there's something I could have done to play that up more, but yeah.
I really appreciated the diversity of stuff that we were encountering in the environments.
Yeah.
That kind of kept it fresh instead of like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed you guys going through a giant jungle and everything, but after a while it's like...
Yeah. Well, that's like when we were
Yeah,
doing
it's
that,
like-
the
like
Frost
no
Giants was nice because it was a real change of pace, you know?
It was incredible because some of the towns you looked at them and you thought, oh, this is just going to be like such a place, and they were still somehow so very different.
Yep. I still think the champion goat milker was one of my favorite things that you guys did. There were a bunch of other things that you could have done there, but that was hilarious and I loved it.
That was
I loved
shit.
everything about it. I'm just saying. The champion goat milker, I felt pretty awesome.
Yeah.
The best in the whole gate town.
That's it.
So, isn't one of us now friends with a frog god?
Yes, Katamuru.
Does that extend beyond his time here?
I'm its only worshiper that I'm aware of.
Yep.
And I think I just said, yeah, man, I'll remember you. That's cool. Like,
Is
What
that
was
how
that?
you is that how you get your one level of warlock? He becomes your patron.
yeah, I'm gonna turn into a grung now as my third character concept.
Oh,
missed chance.
That
Oh,
also
wait.
hilarious.
oh! I have a serious thought, and I was thinking about this earlier this week. Two of us got impregnated by Slard at some point.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Does that get reset on death?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
when
died,
you go
so,
back to that, when you go back to yeah, but then we came back to that character.
I
Yeah.
didn't, so.
No, it didn't carry over. I thought about that, but I was like, that just doesn't make sense. As
No, it would've been
wonderful
really
as
So
it
much
would have
worse.
been.
We would have definitely forgotten about that until I think it was like turning us right at that
Yep.
point.
Mhm.
Literally, I only remembered it yesterday. Like, oh god.
Though the one criticism, and I get that's how the module is written, is that, man, you jump from like level, what was it, like 9 or 10 to 17,
Oh, yeah.
and there's a learning curve, and I
Yes.
absolutely forgot a bunch of shit.
I suddenly, it's like you've gone from his 6th level spells to his 9th level spells.
Yeah.
Of which I never got to use because we were waiting. I was going to use them on the Black Dragon, but we couldn't get through his saves fast enough. I was waiting to like figure out, okay, now he's definitely out of legendary resistances, true polymorph.
So here's an image from the spiral that I think I forgot to show you guys.
That's the giant demon
that's
skull
the
that I was
skull.
dragging around?
Yep.
So I was dragging that around, huh?
Yep. I just realized I never showed you guys that one.
I'm actually surprised, and maybe it's just because of like the pace we were doing it, that there weren't more like eye stalk stuff.
That was on me. I forgot to pull that in. Some like they should have been chittering at you guys like when you were fighting and doing various things and all that. But
Yeah,
also it's partly because you circumvented a bunch of stuff too. So
that's fair.
what are you doing, buddy?
It's way funnier thinking I was dragging that thing around by a chain through its eyes. Now that I see it like that.
Yep. It's great. But yeah, he went back to his home plane where he can reconstitute himself into his full form.
Or was he actually being reborn as a lemur or whatever?
I don't think so. Let me double check. Oop. He wanted to, it was seeking to restore itself to life, which it believes it can only do in the 9 hells. So.
Well, I'm just glad that I didn't actually have to fulfill anything else.
I know. Yep. I think it would be hilarious for you to have to actually try to get to the 9 hells.
I'm assuming we would have had to have gone to one of the gate towns and...
Although,
no, you just ask.
Just
ask Gedry really nice. It takes me like I can do it once a day, so we're gonna be there for a day until I get my 9th level slot back.
Yeah. So,
super
yay.
cool. No, I really enjoyed that though. I'm always like super hesitant of timey-wimey games.
Yeah.
I guess my last question. Our like starting equipment, like magic stuff, was
You're asking about it being left in that chest for you guys? So that was me, I didn't want to just be something that you guys had. I wanted to make it a little more special. That was me trying to pull in something of like your backstories, because remember I have the different things on it. But in my mind, the way I was thinking about it was, this is a whole thing that's happening in Sigil, who was the Lady of Pain trying to help you, like, indirectly, basically.
Okay, because I was thinking, like, that was a big point we were saying earlier, is that there's someone helping us.
Yeah.
And when I apparently correctly sussed out who it was and poked them about it, I got told, fuck off, no.
I don't want to talk directly to you. God! Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I think that was all the major...
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything. I'm just going through the notes and seeing if there's anything.
I think I made the gold dragon a little more dumb than it's supposed to be, or more chaotic than it's supposed to be, but that's just because it's me.
Oh, the one that was the bird or whatever?
Yeah. It's one of, I think, Bahamut's 9 gold dragons, or 7, something like that.
That's different.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It was more the fact that you brought in a gold dragon, and I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
like the one time my backstory might come in here. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I don't think that was particularly in the adventure, if I remember correctly. I think I read somewhere about these particular gold dragons sometimes pretending to be gold or yellow canaries, and I was like, oh, that's fun. So
I never got to tell you guys this, but a lot of Barnabas's one big part of Barnabas's backstory is that he was not born Dragonborn. There is actually, in D&D, there is a ritual that basically allows you to reincarnate yourself as a Dragonborn.
Oh.
That you were talking about, it's like reincarnate itself.
Yeah, no, but it's not just a regular reincarnation, because unlike a regular Dragonborn life, you get like an extra 400 years to live. So
Interesting.
Let me see if I can pull it up, because the story was that he and his adventurer group were getting old and tired, but they weren't done with life yet, so they were trying to find ways to extend their natural lives.
Enter Warlock.
Hang on a second. Let's see if I can pull up the backstory. But I found this ritual, and I think it's either from 3rd or 4th edition. But you basically can rebirth yourself as a Dragonborn, but instead of having the average 80 to 90 year lifespan, you get 400 years. And he was coming to the end of that 400 years.
Oh, can you reincarnate again?
No. But as I said to you, his patron was basically keeping him from dying of old age.
Oh, right.
Because she wasn't done with him yet.
Ah.
And he'd gone from yeah, I want to live as long as possible, to just let me die. I'm like 500 years old at this point. I've been around for too long. The Rite of Rebirth is what it's called, if anybody wants to Google it. It was something that Bahamut himself actually created for his servants to become Dragonborns.
Oh, I actually had forgotten that you had that in there. That's hilarious.
Yes. Instead of doing it voluntarily, they murdered dragons for their scales.
Oh, how nice. That's great.
Of course, Barnabas, being gold, had killed a gold dragon. So when you said this gold dragon, I was like, oh shit. Yeah, the Rite of Rebirth. I'll put it in. It's a whole thing. It's a really cool thing that I just found while I was like looking up his backstory.
So Endis, are you like is everybody good to go like starting next week, or what's our plan? Trying to understand.
My backstory still.
I'm definitely good to go. I do need people's backstories. Like, I don't know where everybody is at on getting ready. I'm just trying to bring up the campaign here. Because I think, Arlie, you had 2 different characters in the campaign.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I fleshed out the one that I'm going to use today. I decided not to do the other one.
Okay,
so
it's fine. It's just clearing up little things like that so I know exactly where we're going.
Yeah.
For most people, I think I'm okay. Splenda poked me earlier this week, but I mean, given what she said tonight, I'm not sure if she's going to be game to start right away.
I just need to spend a little bit more gold, I think, maybe, and I'm good.
Yeah, I need to. I mean, I know what I'm making. It's just fixing it all up.
Yeah.
Luckily, level 1 is real fast, so.
Oh, I did want to ask. I know. So I got the gear and then the gold from the background. Can I spend that gold for stuff to begin with, or?
Oh, the gold for your background, yeah, you can spend all of that no matter what. And like,
okay.
You can assume that Shadowgate has shops that will sell pretty much anything you need mundane-wise.
Okay.
I'm not gonna, like, we're not gonna be RPing, go into every single general store hoping that they have the right stuff in inventory.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding that, because it's still weird to me that you picked from both. Like, that was a little, like, I don't know, weird.
I mean, you could do just all gear from class and background, or you could do all gold, or...
It came up because she was using the custom background option.
Yeah.
which doesn't actually have a gear option in there. So I just said,
Yeah.
and it's added into the Session 0 document now. Just take 50 gold, because that's what all the other backgrounds give if you don't take the...
Yeah, that's what I ended up having to do.
Yeah.
I just looked at the-
rejiggering a old background to work for this.
I just looked at the character list, and Radix's character now scares me.
Oh?
It
Oh.
should.
I just saw the
Oh, new
name.
campaign.
That's awesome.
Don't worry, I'm totally harmless.
Of
I-
course.
Have I joined the new campaign yet? I don't think I have.
Doesn't look
I
like
have
it.
not.
No, I have not. Right, I should fix that.
Have you joined the Slack channel, or just have you?
I'm in the Shadow campaign prep, but I have joined
Okay.
it.
I was gonna say, I
Yeah,
thought
I
I
mean, like-
saw you.
Shadow Campaign Prep is not going to go away, at least for a while. 'Cause, like, people can still be pulling from the resources in there and all that sort of stuff, but we will be using the general chat moving forward once we
Yeah.
get the actual game going.
Where is the campaign link in
Hold on.
I think it's pinned.
I think it's pinned. If it's not, I can pin it. No, it's the third one down.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. I thought I had joined, but clearly I hadn't.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to ask you, Endis, you had given us some resources in there. Do those contain information about like what the communities of different races and stuff in Eberron are like in general, or
Yeah, there's. If you want to know
It
more about
is-
Eberron, they all have a
Mhm.
lot of information in there.
Super intense. Like the first two, the non-Quickstone ones give a lot, but also like you could get a lot from the D&D Beyond one. Was it the Rise of the Last something?
Yeah, whatever they are. The D&D
The
Beyond
last war.
ones, the official ones have stuff. Chronicles and Exploring both have a lot of stuff in them too, that from Keith Baker fleshing it out. Quickstone, you can honestly skip. It's a deep dive into a very specific little town.
oh,
like
okay.
Wild West.
Mm-hmm.
I just have it there because
Yeah.
it came out in case you wanted to use the character concepts. Mostly it's in there, but for
Okay.
world building,
Yeah.
it's not that important.
Eberron Rising from the Last War also has a lot of good info in there.
Yeah, I was just trying to look for more information so I could get a better idea of what would make sense for my character's
So-
backstory.
And this will depend on how much Endis cares or you care, but true D&D, like now, 5.24, they're Fae, like the Fae background, and that is not the case in Eberron lore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are very much just humanoid.
Ah,
Which the Goblinoids?
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
and Keith Baker even had some homebrew, like instead of like the, what was it, like advantage against charm, it's like advantage against fear to give more of the Dakani throwback. And there was something like it replaced the hide and dash thing with something else, kind of like a war cry or something. I'd have to find it. It was one of his blogs, I think.
Paradox, what the fuck is your character?
It's a
I am-
hag, clearly.
I'm very concerned.
I would not play a hag.
Also, can I just say,
Oh.
I mean, the Hexblood lineage is right there.
I'm actually looking at these characters. I'm really excited to see all of them.
Oh, just you wait. You have no idea.
Oh no, that I know.
None of you have literally any idea, and it makes me so fucking excited for what's going to happen.
I feel like this is going to be like another of those things where we're all like off the wall, and there's going to be one person who's kind of normal having to deal with all of our off the wall again.
It's like the what was it, the meme online where it's like, you know, and I'm really strong and I'm really smart at checks. I'm the person who touches the thing. That's not a superpower. No. That is a superpower. Wait, what did you say?
Like-
The Hexblood lineage, was that in one of the books?
I love that
Hexblood, it's from the Ravenloft one. They have 3 lineages. There's Hexblood for hags.
Oh,
There's one for reanimated characters, Reborn, I think it is.
yeah.
And then there's another one for vampires, Dampier.
I just love that we're running with 2 Warforged.
Are we? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's alternative goblin other than the base goblin, so.
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't
not
bother me.
indeed.
You can just use the regular stats. It's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
So
The only
we're
thing
gonna
it
have
really gives me is advantage on saves against being charmed.
Yeah.
so we're gonna have 2 Warforged, a Kalashtar, a Goblin, and then whatever the hell Radix is.
I'm just an elf. I'm the normal one here.
Seemingly.
I think the only one we don't have is Splendor's character.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she just started working on it.
Yeah, I don't know what she was intending to do.
Okay, why can't I find it again now? I've only got core rules, expanded rules, and homebrew. Am I missing a bunch of stuff?
Or
Everything.
What do you mean?
Is
Yeah.
content sharing up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on.
Content sharing up. Try refreshing your page. If you added the character and you haven't refreshed, then you wouldn't have connected to any of the content sharing through the campaign.
Now I'm looking at it again, and I do not have the option to create from... I've ticked all the sources, but I can't find Warforged in the character options in the species.
that's odd.
I mean, it'd be a legacy.
The only sources I have are Player's Handbook, Elemental Evil Player's Companion, and the 2014 Core Rules.
That doesn't sound right. Did you create it from your characters, or did you create it from the...
From the campaign, it's in the campaign.
Hmm.
That is weird.
And I
Yeah,
do have show legacy.
Warforged are listed under lineages.
That's,
No, wait,
okay.
it's under expanded rules.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Huh.
I've only got the Elemental Evil Player's Companion in the expanded rules.
You have show legacy content toggled on?
Yep. That's ticked.
Something is wrong on your end, because I'm in here editing your character, and it's got homebrew, expanded rules, 2014 core rules, and legacy all ticked.
That's very strange. I mean, I've got them all ticked, but when I look in the species, it's the only expanded rules I've got is the Elemental Evil Player's Companion Guide and the options for Genasi.
Well, I've got everything.
I know.
That's weird.
You want to be a Warforged?
Preferably, yes.
Yeah,
Hang on.
I considered it.
Right, I'm going to delete that character and make it again.
Okay, then I won't bother editing it here.
Because Warforged are so rich in lore, but I'm sure there was going to be a lot of opportunity to explore it with this game, but given the most common enemies, I decided to go with something different.
So my campaigns. Oh, I've left the campaign again. Great.
We'll probably touch on Warforged stuff a little bit in this game, but we'll have a really big deep dive in my next game after this, whenever that is, because we'll probably be doing a big focus on the Mournlands.
That's the point as well that I was going to ask you. With obviously the new Eberron module is going to come out halfway through, at some point during this campaign.
Yeah.
Will any rule changes be carry on, or do we retroactively change?
We won't be changing any rules or anything like that. We'll stick with what we've got. I might allow some character options in there if people's characters die between now and then, and you're rolling a new character. Though you'll probably be high enough level that you'll be able to resurrect yourselves by then, anyway.
So anybody who dies before we can resurrect yourself, it's your own stupidity. That's what Endus said.
Alright, let's see species again. There we go. This time I've got everything. Why I didn't last time, I have no idea. Thank you.
Just D&D Beyond things.
How do you do a Warforged without it messing with without it fixing what stats ability scores you get? Because ability scores are now tied to background, aren't they?
What are you trying to do?
You just pick Warforged, and then you'll under abilities you'll have an option to set them there manually based on whatever your background is. It'll either be under background if you pick a background that does it, or it'll be under that.
Well, it states that as soon as I pick Warforged, it goes your Constitution score increases by 2, and one of your ability scores increases by 1.
Yeah, it says
if you enable, what is it? Let me see.
It's the advanced.
The optional features. Optional customize your origin. Then on species, you can go to Origin Manager and check Origin ability score increase, and it lets you pick whatever you want.
There we go. Thank you very much. So you don't then get it from your background.
You do get it from your background. You don't get it from species.
Okay. Change species. Do that again. See what happens.
I mean, you would fill it out under your species. You'd fill it out with your background.
So you don't, because it's asking me to fill out on my species page. It's asking me to fill out.
Yeah, just ignore it.
No, but it's automatically increased my Constitution by 2.
So if you enable the optional things and then go to the Origin Manager.
Found it. There we go. Got it. Origin.
Have you checked your attributes? Because it hasn't done it looking at your page.
Yeah, I've fixed it now because I've just clicked Origin ability score increase.
Yeah.
Okay, Origin proficiencies. No, we'll keep those in Origin languages. We'll keep those. Yeah.
And so if you leave those blank, and then you should be able to do it from your background.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it actually, the species optional feature overrides the background, because then, like, if I look on my abilities page, it shows my score increases coming from Warforged, not from my background.
Oh, so it won't stack.
Yeah, you can just pick. Yeah, you can do it that way.
Cool.
Or it's because I'm using a funky background, so that might be because I'm using
I've just
from
picked,
from the Giants book.
Yeah, I've just picked a standard background, and it's asking me to pick ability scores twice.
Yep.
So I'm
won't apply them twice.
But I'm going to be creating a custom background anyway, so it doesn't matter, because there's nothing here that I actually want for what I have in mind.
And there is, Endus did enable the custom background thing, and it's just at the very, very bottom of the list, under backgrounds.
It's actually at the top for me.
Oh, okay.
It's wherever Homebrew shows up in the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one at the top is D&D Beyond's built-in. At the bottom under Homebrew is the one that Endus put there for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Arlie, if you ever want to dig into Eberron lore, definitely look into the Dakani. Like, the fact that you are playing a goblin and a druid is enormous, given the game that we are playing. It is so monumental.
I guarantee that's coming up.
Oh, yay!
I will. And
yeah, all it's asking me now is 2 skills, 2 tools, or languages, etc.
Look up those.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
And even if you want to be lazy and just use like Chat GPT, they're like 80% right. I've honestly been deep diving through AI for Eberron lore where I can't find the source.
That's amazing. I actually used AI to generate the portrait for how my character looked.
Same.
Because I hated all of the default options in D&D Beyond. I was like, this is awful.
Yeah, I think it was still in Sisu said they started using that, and I went after it.
Phil started it, I copied him, now we've made it contagious.
Yes. I was like, that was just a good idea.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the thread of all of us sharing the actual full-size image of what our character is depicted as then.
Well, actually, mine is pretty much exactly what's there in the image.
I cut off like 30% maybe.
Yeah, I didn't really cut off anything.
Though the weirdly enough, the tangentially related AI, the Sam, what's his face, who started Chat GPT, says that polite people in their text prompts are actually causing like higher CPU usage and like electricity for including things like please and thank you. This was a good like good bot.
Yeah, they're like, stop saying please and thank you to our bot.
Yeah.
I love it.
These aren't automatically proficient with thieves' tools, are they?
Who?
Rogues? Yeah.
Yeah. Are they? I'm not seeing anything that says they are.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Almost positive.
Oh, tool proficient. There we go. I missed it. Okay, cool. In that case, I will do this. Species abilities.
Okay, so we have a paladin. I'm guessing from the image, a strong paladin.
As opposed to
a charisma focused one.
Oh.
Because like even I think
or
I
Dex
did that with
paladin.
Nick, technically.
Dex paladins are incredibly rare though.
They made them actually super duper powerful after like level 11 now.
Oh.
Because at 11, that's when you deal your additional like 1d8 or whatever automatically. And then you're using the Nick stuff. You're just piling on those extra things.
And 2024 made sword and board a lot better. So if you sword and board with a finesse weapon, you can go dex with paladin.
That makes sense. Yeah, I think this will be very interesting.
Yeah, like I ran Tomb of Annihilation. I'm bad at homebrew, and so Faerun has obviously just been the core thing, but I have never since 3.5 been able to keep up with the lore and the time changes.
Oh, for
and
Faerun,
how it's moved it 100 years or whatever. I've never been able to keep up.
My brain's forever stuck in like the original Forgotten Realms, Area Salvatore time frame.
Pretty much. And so, like, when I think of Faerun, I think of like, oh, you know, the weave is just coming back after the our 3.5 game, like.
This is strange.
I use ChatGPT for things that I'm terrible at, so I will like ask it for name suggestions.
Yeah,
and
I did that too.
I asked it for name suggestions for a Warforged Barbarian, and it gave it to me categorized.
Oh.
But I had to laugh when I saw Smash Unit 7.
It's like a name that started out the Murder Bot Diaries or something.
Yeah. It gave me two options that I was tempted to pick for funny too. It was Bitey Toes was one option, and another was One Eye. And I was like, that's okay.
I used mine to help more for fleshing out backstory. Like, I gave it the general gist of, like, I wanted not everyone is dead or everyone is alive. I wanted to have, like, if there wanted to be a hook somewhere in there to give the option and to, like, give the names. And if my family or, you know, extended friend list wanted to come up, there's a name and something for it, for Endless to use.
Okay,
I'm
so
just picturing with Arlie's character, the idea of like reaching the end of the campaign and you guys are the heroes of the realm, known across the entire continent, the most powerful druid who has been known for thousands of years, Bitey Toes.
Yes.
So just a quick note: the background ability scores overwrite the race ones, but it's allowing me to make both of my ability scores the same thing?
It allows you to. You should not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem with D&D Beyond.
It basically lets me put +3 in dexterity, for example.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. The system will let you do that.
Right. That's
That
the
would be
problem
cheating.
with the encounter builder. That's against the rules.
Yeah.
That's like a basic feature that they somehow let work that they shouldn't.
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember.
In the same way that they don't let wizards get their, free spells anymore.
Just because D&D Beyond lets you doesn't mean you can do it.
Yeah, that's what I was just double checking. That's why I was saying this is
Yeah.
tactically a thing I've missed, is it? Okay. In that case.
Oh, I was gonna ask, what's a average height for a goblin? I have no idea.
They're traditionally small, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Small.
so 3.5 to 4 feet,
Oh.
probably.
Yes, in Eberron, goblins are typically 3 to 4 feet.
Nice. That works.
What were the 2 weapons I wanted? Was it scimitar and rapier? I hate that you have to pick specific weapons of weapon mastery and not just, here are the Vex weapons, here are the Nick weapons.
Yeah, you just kind of have to know which one is which.
Yeah, all of that gets really, I feel confusing and overwhelming for me. Like, it makes sense, but it's also a lot to track, I feel like.
It works really well once you've got it all worked out, but yeah, it's a lot more to figure out what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Ash Unit X9? Wow.
Oh, did you finally name it?
No, he was
No,
like
that's
another
not...
option.
Yeah, I
Oh,
hadn't scrolled down the whole way.
Alright, our male cat, Butters, is I think throwing a fit because Kiri's in this one bed. So there's 2 beds, and they go back and forth on which is the best bed. But only one of them is ever the best bed. But Kiri's in what is currently the best bed. So now he's sitting in our living room in one of our Chewy boxes that we got just sitting there.
Mm-hmm. Either take standard equipment or take the max of the
Like
stuff.
a silent protest.
Is that where you just pick the or 100 gold option?
50.
I mean, you can pick whichever you want for the gear. You can either pick the gear or the gold option. If you're doing a custom background, it doesn't give you a custom option or a gear option, so it just add 50 gold if you're using the custom background.
But for me, it's like it says rogue starting equipment, so you just pick that one. You don't pick both that and the Wayfarer starting equipment, for example.
You get both.
All right, so I get 150 gold. Sweet.
Harley, are you sure your cats aren't part chicken? Our chickens
I don't know.
will argue over the best nesting box. There are 3 of them, and they will get in each other's face, and at times forcibly lay on top of the other chicken. Because they must be in the best nesting box.
Yeah.
One of our cats will, if we leave a suitcase, he will live in suitcases. So, here's a couple of recent ones.
Yay. Aww. It's like perfect size bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think our cats, anytime we're packing to go anywhere, think that if they lay in our suitcases, it means we won't go. They always try it.
Bad at cleaning up.
I assume for people who are doing rolled hit points, you're not giving them the grace of re-rolling ones because they've chosen to roll.
Yeah, he said you either roll and get what you get, or take the average.
I think I went with the average just because
I'm going to go with the average because historically I suck at rolling hit points.
Well, I think I went with average because I tend to forget if I've added the new ones or not. So then I've got to sit there and calculate and try to remember everything, and I'm bad at that.
Oh, speaking of the max hit point thing, was that a you thing or a campaign thing?
Oh, that was me thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Because so this was a very deadly campaign, but I
Super.
didn't want you guys constantly dying unless you choose to do that. So I wanted to give you a little more leeway there. Because otherwise I think you guys would have there would have been at least one death every night, basically.
Yeah, well.
There's some fun to be had there too.
Yes, it's true.
The common magical item, is that in addition to the gold budget or part of the gold budget?
In addition. That's a gift from me to you.
Thank you. So that's 25. Best thing about being a Warforged is you don't need to buy a bed. You don't need to buy food. You don't need rations, anything like that. You save on so much.
At the very least, we're actually gonna have a really bitch and watch cycle. We do Warforged, a Kalashar, and an elf.
And an elf that only does Other question. Any weapon can be an arm blade, correct?
Yeah.
One-handed weapon.
Any one-handed weapon. So I can just
my great sword.
No. I'm just thinking straight away. It will make sense when I show you my backstory, but I want to make sure I've got the.
The other thing I would say is to be careful with arm blades if you're considering doing any kind of weapon swapping, because you don't have a hand when you have an arm blade out.
Yeah.
Basically.
No, it's not for that. It's more. It will make sense when you read the character's backstory of. Oh, that's why they're there. Okay, so I've spent a third of my budget on weapons. I still have 100 gold. Is it spend it or lose it, or?
No, you can keep it.
Good.
Yeah, I used the common magic item to save me the 50 gold for a great sword.
I went with something just purely out of convenience.
I mean, you will be getting magical gear and all that sort of stuff along the way too, and a lot of money, a fuck lot of money, because you're gonna have a bastion to deal with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I probably didn't pick the most efficient common magic item if certain magic items come out of the way, but that's okay.
I need to think of common magical items now. And what do I want?
I'm starting to read the Dakani Empire backstory.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Wait. Hang on. Any common magical item?
In theory. Unless there's
Guys,
severe oversight to him.
Guys, we have an airship.
No.
That's not a common magical item.
I've just ticked the words common and magical and it's turned up.
Well, congratulations, you're now at war with House Orion.
Yeah.
So you stole an airship.
Oh no, it's, who's the Lith something? It's the Storm group that does airships, right?
I'm not even sure where you're seeing that in the current rules. It's under adventuring gear. It's not a magic item at all.
Oh no, it's when you right. So if you click common and magical, it shows you the whole common list and the whole magical list. Not
Oh.
common and magical.
Oh, you're looking at common items and magical items. Okay.
Yeah, so you have to untick common and just go through all the grey items in there.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
House...
If you're not in your character sheet, if you just go to game rules magic items, you can filter by rarity there.
Yeah.
Interestingly, it's got common. It's got a bunch of stuff that aren't technically common items in the common section. Like all the unspelled weapons start at uncommon, but because they have gradients, it's listed as common.
Yeah, you just have to look at the actual item to see what it encompasses.
Yeah, it's D&D Beyond stuff again.
I'm going to find something.
Yeah, because that was actually the first thing I picked, and then I realized, oh wait, it's white because it's listed as varied.
Acts of wizardry on a rogue. Let's go.
It doesn't have to be useful.
No, I know. I'm just trying to think what would fit the character.
Alright, we have time because we don't even have a start date until we understand that Splenda's able to come back, right?
I mean, in theory, we're probably starting next week.
Okay.
But I don't know what's going on with Splenda. Like, I thought, like, she had contacted me to poke me with stuff last week, so as far as I knew she was coming in, but then her comment before session tonight raises some questions.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a little bit iffy for a bit.
Yeah.
She's kind of struggling with some stuff.
That's living in the United States, apparently.
Okay, this is cool. There is an arm. There is a shield that is a +2 shield that is considered common magical.
I thought all shields were +2.
They are.
No. It's a +2 shield, so it gives you +4 armor.
Oh, okay.
There is no way that is a common magic item. What is that?
Shield of the Silver Dragon is turning up as a grey item, and it gives you a +2 bonus to initiative, and it's a +2 magical shield. And it's showing up under the common section in the character sheet.
What?
It's unknown rarity.
Unknown rarity.
Yeah.
So that just means that whoever wrote Curse of Strahd didn't give it a proper rarity. That's a glitch.
Because that should be a rare item by far.
Yes.
If not higher than rare.
Yeah.
Like a +2 shield is normally rare. So that also giving a +2 bonus to initiative, it should probably be another level up. But very rare. Yeah, there's little oversights like that. Like, I keep talking about the giant fly showing up because it's in for the Ebon fly in the Figurines of Wondrous Power, but it's technically given a CR of 0, so people keep saying, I want to have a 19 hit point familiar. It's large, it's like a fly, so I can just ride it all over the place.
Yeah.
No, that's not how familiars work. That's not how the giant fly works.
Yeah. Well, I will promise to do my best to not shift the bad guy to the good guy this game.
I can pretty much guarantee that's not going to happen this game.
No, given it's Delkir, I incredibly doubt we can do that.
Maybe write him out of existence again. That was fun when that happened before.
Wait, what?
Don't tell me you already forgot about that.
Oh, you're on about the dragon. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I thought you meant the last Eberron campaign where, like, I came up with a character and suddenly Endus was like, huh, what if I flip the whole campaign on its head? Like, oh, we've got a necromancer in the group.
It wasn't actually that. It was me realizing that the main villain that I'd set up had been turned against her will into a lich. And this is all like straight Eberron lore.
Yeah,
she'd been turned by her mother into a lich against her will, and she was the last carrier of the Dragon Mark of Death that we were starting the campaign
After
around.
they were experimenting dragons and the mark to make a powerful mark, yeah.
Yeah, so like all that was crazy nonsense, and then I realized she was like 16 when she was turned. You guys are all playing kids. We're being pushed against your will. There's too much here that's meshing really, really well.
I hadn't considered the kid.
Is she really the villain? And then that's when I started making the switch.
That's cool. I still think that was amazing that, like, the number of times we've all done a thing unintentionally similar, and then there's one person who's different, is just crazy. And I can't believe we all went with kids that campaign. And then Cease was like our mom trying to corral us.
And I was the same height as you guys.
Yeah.
Which is...
It's just, what I loved was I knew nothing coming into the campaign. And when the mark spell needed the blood of a changeling, I had no idea. So the fact that Cease had cottoned on was genius.
But we also learned early on, like, a lot of rule stuff that we hadn't considered, like legendary resistances and
Yeah.
full initiative before getting surprise rounds and
Maybe I should give my villain a legendary resistance so you don't cast hold person while he's monologuing.
yeah, well, the rules specifically say that if I start to do something, we roll initiative first. I don't get to just do the thing.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised that he was considered a person. And not like undead or something.
Yeah. Well, I think
He wasn't
that was the
undead yet.
campaign we first like realized how amazing the chromatic orb could be with the bouncing. Because I think one of those early fights, I did it and it bounced like 4 times, and we were like, "Holy shit!"
Well, one of those was because they kind of I forget what it was. They merged 2 spells or something for.
Chromatic Orb and Chaos Bolt got merged.
That was it.
Chromatic Orb was single target, and you could choose the damage type. Chaos Bolt was the one that bounced.
One of my favorite ones from that campaign was, and I can't remember why Talash and I were separated from you guys, but we were being chased through the back streets by like a group of people. And then there was another group coming from the other side, and we were like pincered in, so they charged in. I just grabbed her and we Dimension Door up onto a roof, and it was like, light them up, darling.
Yeah.
Devil.
No. Well, there was another time where we were maybe it was the same time we were fighting people on the roof, and then I had a wild surge happen, and like it killed people, but it also killed commoners on the ground below, and I was like, oops.
Also, I can't remember if you've already answered this. How many years after our previous campaign is this?
This is 20 years.
So the guy I possessed might still be alive.
So, it's very possible that our original characters are still around, but it's what, like, only 25 or 30 after the end of the last morning. The morning.
Just said it was 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was. I think it's 2 years after
the treaty
whatever
of
happened to the Moorlands.
Yeah.
That's when Eberron starts, basically. So we're 20 years after that. 2 years after that devastation.
Yeah, the sailor that I possessed, so I could have a stronger body for a bit, might still be alive.
Yep. Like you guys would know that like there are rumors of a cult of the Dragon Queen that's been rising up and gaining power all over the place. There are rumors that the Mark of Death is back, and everybody's freaked out and wondering what the hell that means. Like all this is well known by the time you guys are starting up this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many plot hooks here, like callbacks to the last campaign that
And my understanding, even with
some
your
of them
session,
will have completely forgot things, and Endus will have remembered it and like tell it beautifully, and we're all just going to be there like, huh?
my understanding, because Eberron lore doesn't go this far, like they still don't recognize Drome as a sovereign nation, right? It's still just considered like a unruly faction of Breland.
Yeah, it used to be part of Breland way back, but they effectively are a nation now. But the Seven Nations, which are the group right around around where Sire used to be, where the Moorlands are now, like they're like the big countries, and they're pretty belligerent when it comes to everybody outside of that. So they're unhappy that Drome basically cleaved itself off from Breland, and they don't want to recognize it. But effectively, Breland doesn't have any control over the region. And
okay, I just wasn't sure if that was still how you were going to handle that.
Yeah, like Shadowgate basically exists as a fort separated between the 2 positions. So like historically there was stuff there with the Tukani Empire and all that way back, but like it's holding a central spot against that regime. Like their conflicts go back further than that even. Because like the population in Drome is mostly monstrous.
Yeah.
And that is not a recent thing that came up.
Oh, I'm excited. Drome is a really cool nugget of cool lore.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff there.
I
still don't know.
Go ahead.
You said that we are still going kind of all over, though.
We will be going all over in a certain sense. Like, it won't all be in just like this one tiny little Shadowgate area. I've got some ideas for things. I don't want to give it away, spoilers, but we're going to be. It's not going to be like all just in this one little weird little mountain town. We are going to be going into Kyber, which I implied with the whole Delkir thing down the line. There's I've got ideas for a whole bunch of other biomes we'll be heading into, and some significant traveling. But it's not going to be like the world hopping adventure that we did the last time.
We did, yeah.
So it's going to be like, we need to go and get this thing. So it's 5 days journey into Trome. We'll go and have a journey into Trome and have a whole massive adventure doing that kind of thing. Or nope, it's down over that way. It's in the ocean somewhere. We'll have to go and do that thing.
Oh,
It'll
good.
be that kind of a thing.
Qualities.
So it'll be a lot of like going out, getting the stuff, and bringing it back to try and figure out what the hell you can do with it now. All around the central plot, which will become very clear very quickly.
I had said to Cease, I didn't realize this was in the same timeline as the last campaign. And one of the characters I was contemplating was a cleric. And last time, Sentinel was a Warforged cleric.
Yes.
So I almost played the same character.
I mean, you could.
Are you me?
I've heard stories of this Warforged cleric who I have a lot of respect for, and I'm following in his footsteps.
Yeah, I want to grow up just to be like him.
My name is Bentinel.
Wasn't
Oh, another wizard. What could go wrong?
so? Wasn't Sentinel like he had just gained like sentience not that long before the campaign started? Yeah, I thought I remembered something about that.
Yeah, I think
something about like one of the last Warforged produced or something.
I think he
At
was
the
like
time,
17? So I remember like most of us were teenagers.
Yes.
Except I think Cease was an old lady.
12.
canonically, when Eberron starts, most Eberron were like built and gained sentience within the last 15 to 20 years.
Oh.
So they were basically a war machine built for the big wars going on between the 7 nations.
Yep.
So weirdly, things like the I can't remember the name for it now, the little gem thing that you could attach into yourself that had a mind of its own.
Oh, it starts with a D.
Oh,
Docum?
Docents.
Docents.
Yeah.
Yep.
Docents aren't new creations. They were built 40,000 years ago by giants.
Yeah.
Oh.
They only integrate with Warforged. Nobody knows why this happens.
Well, the Warforged idea didn't even come from House Cannith. It came from someone finding out about it from the Zendrathi ruins or whatever, the giant ruins.
They think that. They're not entirely sure. That's
Right.
one of the going theories.
That's
Well,
fascinating.
Arlie, your memory is good.
Uh-huh.
He was 16 years old, but gained sentience 12 years ago.
Ah, okay. Yay. If only I could remember important things in life, I'd be set.
Yeah. Now you just need to remember what, how many loaves of bread we have.
Hey, we might actually find the mansion again,
Yeah.
and there's just bread everywhere.
Open
Yeah.
the door, bread
Yeah, so-
bursts out.
Well,
moldy.
adventurers, this mansion could be yours. You just need to clean it first.
Hey, I'm still mad that I lost a pet mimic.
I know.
Your old characters are still wandering around with the mansion.
It's true.
Yes.
Well, no, our old characters went in separate directions. I mean, if you remember, you had us
Yeah.
roll a D20 on our backstories. I rolled it nat 1, so we don't know where the fuck Core is.
I thought I went
but
off with
someone's
somebody.
Someone's got the mansion. Like it's not.
You went
Yeah.
off. You went off with me at first to help me finish off that deal with the devil. Way to shift through the plains, but then I rolled a nat 1 for my backstory and vanished.
Oh.
I know that it's gonna be something. One of our first missions is to go to Sharn to combat Zendrathi airfish, infestation.
It's like because he was Anders whispered me and said, "Look, you created 2 spells. Would you have taught them to anyone?" I was like, "No, because he disappeared. So unless he's found somebody in the middle of nowhere."
Which would be the ultimate mindfuck if someone took it.
Like it is the same continuity, but I don't want to oversell how much of a connection there's going to be.
Mhm.
Like it's likely that other than the few little things that you guys changed in the world, there's not going to be any direct connection to anything that happened back
Yeah.
then.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, only if one of us was a Death Cleric of Blood of Vol.
Well, it's just when I looked at the thing that said things you might fight. Undead. I'm like, ah, shit. Have I created has my last character just gone completely mad and created like a legion of zombies?
Yep, you got a side boss.
It is so much worse than you'll find out very quickly.
Fantastic.
So much worse. Great. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
early
a
night,
night.
so...
I said to Ali earlier I can't stay up late, and I am flagging today.
Yeah.
Thank you for this campaign, Ali. It was
Yeah.
a lot of-
Yeah.
It's been great
Thank
fun.
you guys. It was a lot of
We'll kind of catch up whenever we figure out when we're actually going again.
Are we not going next week?
fun. Should be, but
TBD.
Okay.
Ideally, we
assume-
could probably start the first session with all of us.
ideally.
Yeah.
But
And I assume the first time we do anything under Endless's campaign is going to be a session 0 anyway.
Oh, it'll be session 1. Pretty much
Okay.
session 0 has been all of this set up.
it's true.
Oh, okay.
We should be
There we
good to go. Like, we don't have to do a lot more. Like, you guys are all going to be showing up at the funeral that I
Mhm.
got everyone to designate that you'll be there at, and that's
That reminds me.
we'll be starting in Actus Reus at that point.
We haven't even started the campaign. He's already killing people.
The only thing that I might want to clear up is, before the official session 1, is who the other person living in Shadowgate is.
Oh, that you might know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be messaging you.
Okay. Good deal.
Wait, there's a funeral? I'm not reading that.
Oh,
It's in the session 0 document. It should be.
yeah.
Hang on. I'm
It's
blind
like
at
one
the
of how the things are going to start. We need to think of a reason why we would be there.
And know this person in some capacity.
I am. Oh no, I'm looking at the Shadowgate primer. I'm looking at the wrong one.
It's a Google Doc.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
down
looking- I was looking at the
nearer to
old
the bottom.
I was looking
There's a
at the
section
old
called
Google
Opening
Doc.
Scene Motivations.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was the only thing that I needed before session 1, so... but until then, have a good night, everyone.
Honestly, I want to do some random like ChatGPT artwork for some of the major characters.
Hmm.
He's one of them, so I'm just gonna get that done, and then I'll message you, and you'll be able to have an image of him before everybody else
Okay.
does.
Sounds good. Alright, good night.
Night.
Everyone.
And with that, we are done. That ends Turn of Fortune's Wheel. That was a great campaign that scratched all of my create 8 billion characters itches. It was fun, and it's kind of nice to have a shorter campaign. You know, just... I mean, it's still 6 months, but it was nice to... 21 sessions in and out. But now we'll be gearing up to go into Eberron. What do we figure out? 2 Warforged, a Goblin, an Elf, and a Kalashtar, and then whatever Splenda ends up being. So, it's definitely going to be a weird ragtag group. I believe we're going to be starting that next week. Not really sure. I'll let you know as I know. Other than that, I'll be back tomorrow night for Raid Night, 7:30 Eastern. Tuesday we'll be starting on a fresh Mythic. And then hopefully next Saturday more D&D. So, till tomorrow night, as always, thanks for coming, thanks for hanging out, and have a great night.